try to start early. Yeah.
At the airport, tollway, state lane was Friday.
Yeah, Bear.
You promise?
But the really, I mean.
All right, I'd like to call the March 12, 2018 Village Board meeting to order. Will you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance to be led by Trustee Snigowski.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
This evening we will be starting with Trustee Maher.
Here.
McClafferty.
Here.
Snigowski.
Here.
Stapleton. Absent. Blatzer.
Here.
And Kwasniewski.
Here.
Okay, great. Next up, we have the consent agenda, which consists of approval of disbursements. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Trustee Blatzer, seconded by Trustee Kwasniewski. Any questions? Okay, roll call.
Maher.
Here. Yes.
McClafferty.
Yes.
Snigowski.
Yes.
Stapleton. Absent. Blatzer.
Yes.
Kwasniewski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. Okay, first up on the mayor's report, we have a proclamation for the National Athletic Training Month. March is the Athletic Training Month. Need a motion to approve this proclamation?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Trustee McClafferty, seconded by Trustee Snigowski. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. I would like to read the proclamation. We have visitors from both ATI Physical Therapy as well as Athletico. Would you mind joining me down at the podium? I need my glasses. Thanks again for attending tonight. Okay. All right. Whereas quality health care is vital for individuals involved in physical activity, and whereas certified athletic trainers have a long history of providing quality health care for athletes and those engaged in physical activity based on specific tasks, knowledge, and skills acquired through their nationally regulated educational processes, and whereas certified athletic trainers provide the prevention of injuries, recognition, evaluation, aggressive treatment, rehabilitation, healthcare administration, and education and guidance. And whereas athletic training was recognized by the American Medical Association in 1990 as an allied healthcare profession, and whereas the National Athletic Trainers Association represents and supports more than 30,000 members of the athletic training profession employed in professional sports, colleges, universities, high schools, clinics, hospitals, military branches, and corporate and industrial settings. And whereas leading organizations concerned with athletic training and healthcare have joined together in a common desire to raise public awareness of the importance of the athletic training profession and to emphasize the importance of quality healthcare for athletes and those engaged in physical activity within the aforementioned settings. And whereas such an effort will improve healthcare for athletes and those engaged in physical activity and promote certified athletic trainers as allied health professionals. Now, therefore, I, John Nagofsky, Mayor of Lamont, on behalf of the entire Village Board, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2018 as National Athletic Training Month in the Village of Lamont, Illinois, and hereby encourage all citizens to acknowledge the dedication and hard work of the athletic trainers within our community and to learn more about the importance of athletic training. So again, thanks to both of your organizations. Provide you both a proclamation. And again, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up, we do have a typo on the agenda. Next up is the public hearing it should be fiscal year 19, so public hearing on the fiscal year 2019 proposed annual operating budget. Need a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Maher, seconded by trustee Kwasniewski. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. At this time, the public hearing is open. Chris?
Thank you, Mayor. Per state statute, the village is required to hold one public hearing for the proposed budget that has been online since last week. The village has, in the past, for transparency purposes, offered 2 public hearings with 2 public notices as well. This is the first of the 2. The next one will be on March 26th. Like I said before, the proposed budget is online and is available as well if anybody would like to come into Village Hall. We have put the public hearing, the public notice for $22,500,000. However, as it stands right now, we're at about $21.7 million. We put it a little bit higher just to notify the public. Also notify the public it's in the notice that it is online for them to review. And this is the beginning of our workshops on too as well.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Any other questions or comments for Chris?
And just to follow up, we'll have 2 workshops tonight. We'll talk to the board a little bit about the budget, and then any adjustments that are made, we'll put into the updated budget. We'll put back online, and we'll also talk about it next Monday at our committee of the whole meeting. And then there'll be another public hearing, so the public will have another opportunity to comment on the budget. We won't approve the budget until sometime in probably April 9th. So plenty of time to comment. If you cannot make it to the meeting, please send us something to enter into the record, and we can mention it at our March 26th meeting, or set up a meeting with staff and provide your input.
Okay, thanks. Okay, need a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Blatzer, seconded by trustee Maher. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next up, the mayor's mentioned, a couple items going on the next couple of weeks here. The Park District is having a teen flashlight extravaganza on Friday, March 23rd from 7 to 8 p.m. This is an egg hunt in the dark for ages 12 through 17. Then from 8 to 9 p.m. on that same Friday, there is a grown-up moonlight egg hunt. These will be held at the Quad Fields at Centennial Park. On Saturday, March 24th, the Park District is having their H2O Egg Venture, which is a free event for all ages where you dive for eggs. That'd be in the indoor swimming pool. Children can also visit the Easter Bunny. Please register in advance for this event. Check this all out at their website, lamontparkdistrict.org. Also, the Lamont VFW, Post 5819, will hold their annual blood drive in partnership with the Lamont Knights of Columbus on Saturday, March 24th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the VFW on New Avenue. Please call the VFW to schedule an appointment. Their number is 630-257-9859, or sign up online at www.heartlandbc, that's B as in boy, .org. Walk-ins are welcome, but appointments are preferred. And lastly, the Lamont Lions Club is holding a food drive on Sunday, March 25th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Jewel Foods. And also just want to remind everyone that we are in a primary election. In fact, early voting is going on right now. For the rest of this week, Monday through Friday, early voting at the Lamont Township Hall is from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. On the 17th, it will be 9 to 5 p.m. The 18th, Sunday, will be from 10 to 4 p.m. And then Monday, the last day before Election Day, Tuesday, Monday, it will be open from 9 to 5 p.m. So again, we encourage everyone to get out and vote. With that being said, time to open it up for audience participation. Jerry? Looks like no audience participation this evening, so time to move on to the clerk's report.
Thank you. The first item, if passed this evening, would be Resolution R-7-18, and this is authorizing a reduction of a letter of credit for the Seven Oaks subdivision.
Okay, need a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Kwasniewski. Jason?
Thank you, everyone. So certain improvements were completed at Seven Oaks. The engineer for Castletown, Lincoln Way, submitted an estimate to Jim Kankar for his review. He approved it and is recommending this reduction to their letter of credit.
Okay, pretty straightforward. Any comments, questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Maher,
Yes.
McClafferty,
Yes.
Snagowski,
Yes.
Stapleton absent, Blatzer.
Yes.
Kwasniewski.
Yes.
Okay, great. Motion approved.
The next item, if passed this evening, would be R-8-18, and this is authorizing the withdrawal from the Southwest Agency for Health Management, which is abbreviation for SWAM, S-W-A-H-M, and this is the Intergovernmental Personal Benefit Cooperative.
Okay, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Blatzer, seconded by trustee Maher. George?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As the public may or may not be aware, health insurance is one of the village's major primary cost drivers, along with salaries and pension obligations. It's especially significant to the village's general fund. About 10% of our general fund goes to healthcare costs for our employees. Myself and several other managers, administrators of nearby villages have been evaluating options over the last couple of years to see if we can find a more advantageous option for the village when it comes to health insurance. And the purpose of the evaluation, beyond good government of looking at this every couple of years to find cost savings, is to realize some additional control over the pool and to ensure that we have a voice on setting different plans and different programs through our pool, and also selection of vendors for the various programs offered to our employees. In the short term, looking at this evaluation, we're going to see a savings. It's approximately $70,000. That could go up or down based on which plans we're able to get our employees to migrate to. But there will be a savings going into next year. The hope, long term, right now we're part of a larger pool where I think we've been successful over the years in IPBC SWAM. However, our role and our sub-pool's role has diminished over the years on selection of vendors and also other key decisions like which members are allowed to join the pool, when and when not to distribute dividends, if there are dividends for good years into the pool. So we're hopeful to have a little bit more control from a local level on evaluating our health insurance. This is not a new, every year I get many calls from brokers on providing health insurance to our employees. Unfortunately, we're a little bit small, to go off on our own. So we do have to find a pooled option, in my opinion. It's pretty standard for a town of our size. While you may see a one-year savings in going off on your own, you potentially have bad years. You'd have the spikes would be too high to consistently budget long term. So we do have to find another pool. Luckily, there's two other communities in SWAM who are willing to leave. Also, one other IPBC communities. Those include New Lenox, Shorewood, and Westmont are all willing to leave the pool along with us. And then we joined up with three other communities, Romeoville, Frankfurt, and Elmhurst, and then there's a couple others that are going to join either mid-year or next year. So different broker. I think we're looking at an option to have a little bit better service and to also ensure that we can have the option to move employees from different plans, maybe even implement a high deductible plan where you can truly see some cost savings long term. This is really the first step in that process. We're going to bring IGAs, updated intergovernmental agreements, bylaws that this board will have to approve in the next month or so. But this is the first step to notify IPB SWAM of our withdrawal. Just a quick note, I know Trustee Snagowski mentioned the plans are not going to change significantly. In fact, the majority of the plans will be as rich, if not richer, in certain areas. And it's still going to be a Blue Cross plan. It's just who's administrating our health insurance and which group of communities that we're going to be moving with. So the plans will not change drastically. If, in fact, I think in many areas they're going to be a little bit, they may be richer in some areas. So yeah, this is the first step in the process. Again, we will talk about this later in the month during budget time. We always have control over employee contributions. That's always a decision this board can make, old pool, even the new pool. So we will have plenty of opportunities to talk about our health insurance, but pretty comfortable with the group. A couple of the communities are even seeing a cost increase, and they're still making the move. I think it's a good group that we have control over our population. We're all going to be very involved in wellness. We already do it, but now we know the other 7 members are going to be involved in wellness too, to hopefully bring down these costs long term. So just a first step, but I did want to bring it up today for the motion to approve the resolution.
One question.
Yeah.
Can you give it, what broker is handling this new,
Currently, it's Gallagher,
okay?
and the new broker would be Assurance.
Okay.
Both big players in the industry. I could tell you we just met with Romeoville. We had a water agency meeting earlier today, and Romeoville uses Assurance currently. Several other, I've only heard good things about Assurance, being proactive on the wellness and helping out staff on issues that we're having.
And just to be clear, the plan will save us money. I mean, obviously, that's one of the primary, when we say it's going to be richer, not only are we saving money, but you have to use a uniform, consistent plan across
Correct.
all of the towns, which means it's one plan. I think what they did is they weighed all of the benefits from community to community. So actually, for our individual employees, it'll be a little bit of a step up as far as better coverage or more.
Yeah,
more
there will be a savings, and richer. There's a couple communities that have collective bargaining agreements that actually require that it cannot be, the level of the plan can't be brought down without negotiation. So to start off, these are the plans that ultimately, in many areas, will be richer, a better benefit to our employees. In some areas, the same. But right now, but we'll see a cost savings based on the new pricing for the pool.
And real quick, just to reiterate, our employee health benefits, as we shared at the State of the Village, it has been increasing over the last, I think it's 9 or 10-year period, Chris, 52% all in, and the health care alone is driving that as well. I believe it's right in that same percentage, the 50%. So again, this is one of our objectives, is to renegotiate this. So it's great to hear not only are the benefits better for the employees, but more importantly, it's saving the village money overall. So, and again, that's critical considering healthcare costs are, rising at triple the rate of inflation. So again, I think this is good news, from a cost saving standpoint. So with that being said, any other question, comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Snegowski?
Yes.
Stapleton absent. Blatzer?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes. Okay, great. Motion approved.
That's all I have this evening.
Thank you, Charlene. Okay, moving on. Village Attorney report. Andrew. Okay, great. Village Administrator report. George.
Yeah, a couple quick items. Typically, I give an economic development update. I couldn't do any better than the mayor did at his State of the Village address last week. We're actually going to have, it's being edited now. We're going to put it on our village. It'll be on YouTube, and we'll link to it from our village website probably sometime next week. Still trying to edit some clips, but many different, not only financial updates. You'll get all the updates on our finances, new road projects, public safety initiatives, but there's a significant section on economic development. So I'll leave it to the mayor to kind of through his words on our video. You can go to actually on our website now and view the slides, which are very informative, but the whole video of the presentation will be on next week. So I don't need to give a further economic development update, but I just want to say
Yeah, and again, we encourage everyone to check it out. I've been to 2 meetings since then, and quite a few individuals. Obviously, you can't attend. Everyone cannot attend the State of the Village, but several of their questions relate to certain properties and opportunities. We address pretty much all of those in the State of the Village. So again, check it out. The PDF PowerPoint version is out there, and as George mentioned, the YouTube will be following shortly.
Just one other quick item, I spoke to Mr. James Jandora today on the phone, and just want to clarify, he came to our January 2nd, 22nd board meeting, I believe, and made many good suggestions to the board. He was a little bit upset that they weren't included in the minutes. I talked to Charlotte. We do not give verbatim minutes. It would be a costly endeavor to hire a court reporter for all of our many, hundreds of meetings a year. But I did tell him that I will attach his a written version of his recommendations to the minutes of that meeting so everyone could see them. So just no slight to Mr. Jandor or anybody who comes to the meeting, whether it be planning and zoning or the village board. We don't do verbatim minutes. We try to capture the essence of the conversation. One item that he did bring up, again, with me on the phone, that we've been working on is the connection issue on First Street and Fourth Street and the traffic. This is something we are looking into from a staff level. It'll come up in April or May. We'll notify the public. This is a loaded issue, an issue of public safety. There's a legal issue on the connection of 4th Street. It's definitely an emotional issue and a highly charged emotional issue in town. We are working on it. We're first letting staff look at it from our committee level, and then we will bring it to the board again to talk to the new board about that very, again, emotional issue for many residents who live in that area, the 4th Street connection, and also the traffic on First Street. So that'll be in April. I want to get through budget. Obviously, we have a lot of work to do on our budget, but April or May, we will talk to the full board and a committee about the First Street and Fourth Street issue. Just want to make that known.
Yeah, and just to follow up, I mean, I've had several conversations on both sides of this. We recognize it. We've been, even before it was brought up, this has been an issue, obviously, of hot topic. So, again, we're going to be reviewing hard data. What is the traffic flow through First Street, just as a starting point. And I believe, Chief, your group, as well as Ralph, I think you guys are involved as far as potential reviews of other issues. Again, there is a legal issue. Can 4th Street legally be open? So these are the things we have to address. I know this has been addressed in a previous board or boards. So, again, we're taking a look at this. Anything else, George?
That's all I have.
Okay. All right. Board reports. I believe we're squared away there. Staff reports. Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just briefly, with spring break coming up in 2 weeks, we've been getting some calls about the curfew in Lamont. The hours are outlined on the police department website, but I'll give you the thumbnail. So for persons less than 13 years of age, the curfew is 9:00 p.m. on any day of the week. For persons at least 13 years of age but not yet 17, the curfew is between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. on Sunday through Thursday and between midnight and 6 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. And then for persons 17 years and older, there is no curfew.
Okay, great. Thanks, Chief. Ralph.
Don't tell my daughter that.
Thank you, Mayor. Real quick, we have many open spaces downtown Lamont, such as Front Street, Budnick Plaza, Legion Park, the War Memorial. We have installed 3 new doggy relief centers downtown, and I encourage our residents to use those centers. There's bags attached and garbage can there, so other visitors or residents can use those areas without interference. And that's
for your dogs.
For your dogs, absolutely. Yeah, we want to keep it clean. A clean town is a happy town. So, just want to remind our residents. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Okay. Moving on. Any unfinished or new business we need to talk about?
One new business. Chris actually got our awards in last Saturday, so the Finance Department for the 11th year in a row received the awards on accounting. Chris, you want to tell us about them? You want to bring them?
Well, I don't have them. Thank you very
They're on
much.
her wall.
Yes, in the last month, we received our award for, it's from GFOA, it's a Comprehensive Annual Financial Reporting Award, and that's for our audit and we call the CAFR, the Annual Financial Report, which is online, and we received that the 11th in a row. And then lately, we received our Budget Award for the last fiscal year. It's the Distinguished Budget Award. Both of them are from the Government Finance Office Association, which is a national association, and the awards were present. And I have the plaques in my office.
So, good for you, Chris.
Thank you. It's a team effort. The departments, the Finance Department and all the departments, we always compile all this stuff. It's a team effort, but thank you.
It's awesome. Yeah, Chris, as we recognized on Wednesday, those awards are huge. I mean, in order to maintain the AA2 rating, that saves basically the village, what, about $400,000 or $500,000 a year in interest. So there is a significant dollar savings to winning these awards, and again, appreciate, Chris, you and your staff. Okay, all right. With that being said, need a motion to go into executive session to discuss under Chapter 5 ILCS of the Open Meetings Act 120/2C2, collective bargaining negotiations. Need a motion.
So moved.
Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Snagowski. Roll call, please.
Maher, absent right now. McClafferty?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Stapleton absent. Latzer?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes. Okay, motion approved. And just want to let everyone know that there will be no decisions based on the executive session, so we will not be going back into public session. We will go into executive session. After executive session, which we will be doing in the conference room, we will reconvene for the committee of the whole. So give us about, what do you think, Andrew, 20, 25 minutes maybe? Okay. All right, sounds good.